Sunny Radio, where it's always in the 80s. Thank you so much for listening on a Friday. We've got a special guest joining us in the studio right now. We have Jeff Strand with the United Way. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, we're glad to have you in the studio, and I'm excited to visit with you. Each week, we've talked to a different person from the United Way. We've been doing this for like the last month and a half, and today we're going to talk about Success by Six. Now, what does Success by Six mean?
Success by Six is an allocations group that looks at programs that really contribute to the success of children before they start school. So
Very
Success by Six.
So it's for a lot of the things here then would be for children that are under the age of 6, I'm assuming.
Correct.
See, I'm good at assuming some things. So what are some of the programs that are involved in Success by Six?
Bright Start is a program that we do. It's for new mothers,
Nice.
or actually just new pregnancies. It starts in before delivery and then goes to the age 3.
Very cool.
Dolly Parton Imagination Library, probably one of the more known programs in it.
She's coming to town now.
She's coming to town
How
now.
cool is that?
We were the first United Way in the United States to take on the Imagination Library.
That is awesome. And I've talked to people who've been beneficiaries of that, and they love it. So you're doing a good job.
It's a phenomenal program. Over 10,000 books a month now in
Wow.
Sioux Falls.
That is, and think of the impact that one program alone is making.
Huge.
And that's not the only one.
No, Reading Festival, probably a little less known, but in the fall it's thrown. It really kind of brings in and helps parents on how to read kids and gets kids excited about reading books. So it's an afternoon activity in the fall.
Very nice.
We work with Avera on 2 programs. There's one's called Success by Six Early Intervention. They hand out materials on what United Way offers to new parents when they have children. They also work with temperament. They'll do temperament programs for that child when they get a little bit older. And that's really just not that they have temper tantrum, very misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's really about their temperament. You
Sure.
know, how do they react to things? Are they an early adapter? Are they they need more proof? And then the third program is the newsletter.
Oh, nice.
Walks people through the stages of development of their children, what they can expect at the different ages.
And that's such a good thing because a lot of the time, especially if you're a first-time parent, you have no clue necessarily. And if you're saying, well, I'm going to judge them based on this one other person that I know, well, that other person's kid could be far advanced or far behind. So it's not always the best to say, well, I'm going to compare him to my neighbor because that might not be right. But this is saying, hey, this is kind of what you should expect.
Exactly. The first-time parents, we're all clueless.
Yeah, exactly.
It's way behind me, but we're all clueless.
Yeah, I'm a second-time parent, and I'm still clueless. Again, visiting about the United Way today, and we've got Jeff Strand in the studio talking about Success by Six. There's some other things that fall under this category as well, aren't there?
Right. Staying with Avera, they also do what's called the Family Wellness Program. That's a partnership with the Sioux Falls school districts where the district will make recommendations, and then Avera will come in and work with children and work with their entire families.
Nice.
So they work with mom, dad, brothers, sisters, but really kind of help some children that are having a little more issues adapting in school.
Nice.
So really to kind of, again, make the classroom a better place for everybody and really get that mental health piece addressed within the families.
That is really, really nice. And in addition to those, there are other programs too, correct?
Right. We also have a very similar program with Sanford. We do all 3 of the same components. They do them differently. The biggest piece different is the newsletter piece. They work more with and do some home visits. So it's similar programs, but they're operated differently. We work with the Sioux Falls School District in what's called the Preschool Opportunity Program, or POP program. That was really set up to address those students on the waiting list for Head Start. And then finally, we work with Ready to Start, where we work with several of the local school districts, Canton, Harrisburg, Lenox, McCook Central, Sioux Falls, and T. And that's a program to try to get kids ready to start kindergarten that have had no preschool up to that point. So it's an intensive 5-week program that really gets the little ones ready to start school.
A lot of great opportunities. And the neat thing is, this is just one leaf on the giant United Way tree. So even on this one leaf, there were a bunch of little pieces that go with it. It's just amazing how far and how wide your contribution goes when you make a contribution to the United Way.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, Jeff, how long have you been involved in the United Way?
Oh, I moved here in '88, got kind of started and then kind of drifted away and pretty heavily involved since about 2005.
And the thing that's really interesting, as I talk to the people over the last few weeks, I can tell how much this means to you just from visiting with you. And that's encouraging to me because, when you're the ones that are closely involved and you're very excited about what you're doing still, even though you've been doing this a long time, that's because you're seeing some successes.
Oh, absolutely! The impact is unbelievable on the area, the Sioux Empire area.
And imagine, it's hard to even think what these programs would do without the United Way, without the funding. I mean, it would be devastating if they didn't have that.
It would be. I truly believe that. Yeah.
So again, many people that are listening probably have an employer that says about once a year, hey, you guys want to contribute to this? If you've been one that's always said, yeah, let's contribute, even if you didn't know what it was, I know it's good, I'm going to do it anyway. Thank you for doing that. If you're one that's said, I really don't know what it is, and I'm not going to give my money to it, hopefully you know a little more about it now, and we'd love it if you'd say yes this year. And if you're one of the people that maybe you work at a place where they don't do that, they don't have once a year where they say, hey, would you be interested in contributing to this? You can still go online, and you can still contribute, whether you're giving time or if you're giving money financially. If people want to become a volunteer, is there room for more volunteers?
Absolutely. We've got all kinds of things for volunteers.
And if they wanted to donate money, is there room for more money?
We will take more money.
Okay.
Yes.
Kind of thought so. I'll give you the website to go to here in just a tiny little bit. But, Jeff, thank you for all that you do with the Sioux Empire United Way. I appreciate that. And I know as a volunteer, sometimes, you get to put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, and you don't always necessarily feel appreciated. But I can tell with the people that I've talked to at the United Way, they've said, I feel very appreciated because I see what it's doing, and that makes a huge difference.
Yes, I feel very appreciated as well.
Well, again, Jeff Strand, one of the many volunteers we've had a chance to visit with. If you'd like to become a volunteer with the Sioux Empire United Way, or if you'd say, man, I don't have the time, but I would certainly like to contribute financially, I'm going to give you the website to go to. It's very easy, Sioux Empire United Way, so it's SEUW.org. Again, that's for the Sioux Empire United Way. And again, Jeff, thanks for stopping by today.
You're welcome.
And again, on that website, one more time, SEUW.org. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.